You are very welcome back to the show. Now, our next guest is one of our greatest ever songwriters with a string of hits stretching back to the 60s.
He's currently touring around the country with his Tranquility by Candlelight tour, and he's just been nominated for 2 Grammys for the song called Another King and Country. Before we chat to Phil Coulter.
For another king and country in another nation's cause. For Colin's brothers paid the price in that war to end all wars. From the mud and blood of Flanders, on the squalor and the sound, they're one by one, their lives undone by the bullet and the bomb, by the bullet and the bomb.
Phil Coulter, welcome back to us.
Good
and
to see you.
congratulations, 2 Grammy nominations.
Well, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We're like in the running. It's better to be in than not. But
It's brilliant. But of course, the story is such a sad story. And that was, of course, Roy from Cork, of course. The
Roy
singer.
Buckley, the last of the Great
Cork,
Balladeers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hell of a story. It's more than, this is more than a song. It's a really sad story. It's like a kind of an Irish Saving Private Ryan, but without the Hollywood ending.
Tell us about the brothers.
Well, the Collins family came from a very poor, impoverished area of Waterford, called the Baltine. 8 sons, 6 of whom joined the British Army. Mm-hmm. Only 1 survived. Because back then there were 210,000 Irish soldiers who fought for the British Army.
In the First World War.
In the First World War, and up to 50,000 of them perished. I mean, it was carnage. So, to add salt to the wound, when these lads came back, I mean, William Collins, who was the survivor, he came back having lost his brothers in the war and having gone through all of that squalor and the horror of the First World War, and having left as a hero, convinced that, as a lot of other lads were, they were going to be home by Christmas, going to be 2 or 3 months, get a few quid to give to their mum, 8 kids to support, and be encouraged by John Redmond of the Irish National Party, because if you joined the British Army and gave them a hand, the Brits would then give us a home rule for Ireland. In fact, it didn't turn out that way. These guys came back. What had happened in the intervening number of years, 1916 had happened. The execution of the leaders had happened. So the whole hearts and minds of Ireland changed completely. So they were reluctant even to talk about the fact that they'd been in the British Army, because now they were regarded as traitors almost. So for me, that was very poignant, very sad.
Yeah, and when you're writing a song like that, then Phil, I'd imagine like you're getting all this information, then you just try to construct it in your own mind.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The idea originally came from my great pal Ralph McTell, who was doing a project on the First World War. And he said, do you know how many Irish fought and died in the First World War? And I didn't. So then when I did my homework, but you realise that this is a serious subject. You know, you need to do some serious homework and get your facts correct.
There's Ralph, of course, in his younger days.
Exactly. So I made it my business. I mean, I researched in Waterford and even talked to some of the family and stuff. So factually, the song is absolutely right, but it's heartbreaking, really.
Yeah, because I don't think I've heard of anyone writing a song about World War I in the last 20, 30 years. So it's kind of novel in one sense.
For me, it's a kind of return to story song. I mean, I did a bunch of that when I was with the Dubliners, you know, writing of their stuff. But I haven't written a kind of in that idiom. You're 100% right there. But so maybe I had to relearn a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah, and as you said, you spoke, of course, about Roy Buckley. How did you guys get together?
I know Roy for years because, as I say, I call him the last of the Great Balladeers, Cork lad, but he's steeped in that tradition. You know, that tradition that would have been the days of like the Jim McCanns, the Paddy Reillys and all of that. And I been asking, where's the new Paddy Reilly? Where's the new Luke Kelly? Well, Roy kind of fits that bill. So I'd been aware of him for a couple of years. When I wrote that song, I knew this needs a big folky voice. You know, and Roy was the man.
I love the title of your tour, Tranquility by Candlelight.
I knew you would like that.
Do you know what? It sounds like a really nice place.
It sounds like we want to run there. The two of us want to run there and sit there.
I know. I knew you would like that. No, listen, the Candlelight thing is not original to me. There's a lot of that stuff going on, but it's very flavour of the month. And I thought, you're right, Tranquility and Candlelight sounds. And it does work. The stage is flooded in candles, and it just creates a lovely kind of warmth. And it perfectly suits, you know, if I'm playing some of those lovely, you know, those Tranquility type tunes, or I'm singing Steal Away, or, you know, it all just kind of works. Thankfully, the audiences are turning up and enjoying it.
Right, you're halfway through the tour already. That's amazing.
We're about a third of the way through. We still have the biggies to go. We're in Kilkenny, St. Canice's tomorrow night.
That'd be stunning.
Then we're doing the National Concert Hall. We're doing the National Opera House in Wexford. Still a few biggies and a few smaller ones, the likes of Carlow and those kind of places. So Thurles. I mean, this is the thing about this tour. You can do the big ones. You know, you do the National Concert Hall, the Ulster Hall in Belfast. But now there are enough of the smaller theatres, you know, to keep you busy for 30
you're
days.
right.
Yeah, and the town I love so well, I'd imagine that'll be in the middle of it all, Phil.
I couldn't do a gig without doing that song. There'd be
wouldn't
mass
leave you out.
protests. No, there'd be protests.
Yeah.
No, listen, I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful. That's a song that, you know, as I say on the show, if you put a gun to my head and said, Phil, you can only nominate one song, the song would be, what's the song you would choose to be remembered for?
And this is
of all of those, I'd have to be The Town.
And of course, Derry, you know, is so evocative of so many, you know, big moments in our lives, really.
Well, that's the thing. One of the standout. I mean, I've sung that song many places, from the White House, from Nobel Peace Award.
But this is a beautiful moment here.
That's the one. That I find that one very moving, because for me to be doing that song, looking down at the Derry audience of different generations, primary school kids, their mums and dads, and their grannies and grandmothers. So the kids have heard about the Troubles. Their mum and dads have lived in the shadow of the Troubles. Their grandfathers have lived through it.
Yes.
And so the fact that all of these people, even the kids, are singing along and they know every word.
And you can just see on their faces there, it's different, because they are in the town they love so well.
And they're all
they are there, and they're all singing from the heart. It's a different thing, Phil.
When I get to For What's Done Is Done and Was Wondered, when I'm looking down, I see grown men with tears.
Oh my God. Well, that will make anyone cry, to be honest.
What was it like being in a room with Luke Kelly singing it?
Well, Luke was very special. Luke was very special. I mean, of all of those songs in my catalogue, the two that would be closest to my heart, I think, would be The Town and Score Not His Simplicity. It's no accident that they were both sung by Luke Kelly. I mean, for me, as a songwriter, record producer, to have Luke Kelly on hand, like to breathe life into my words and music, was a gift. You know, whether it be The Town or Scorn Not. Luke's version. There's Luke and then there's Sinead O'Connor. Those two. I mean, how lucky am I that two of the finest singers we ever produced have sung that song. Very different readings of the song, but like.
And it's great that, you know, Luke wanted it so much, and he felt such a responsibility, especially with Scorn That Simplicity. I mean, he felt that responsibility,
100%.
didn't he, from the beginning?
He wouldn't do it at Dubliners' gigs. He said because he was afraid that he wouldn't get the respect. Luke was continually badgering me when I took over the Dubliners. He was unimpressed by the fact that I'd written a lot of hits and won the Eurovision Song Contest and the Bay City Roller. Didn't register with Luke at all. He used to tell me, Phil, you need to write some grown-up songs.
Well, you certainly did. Grown-up songs. That celebration.
Phil, you're on tour at the moment, Tranquility by Candlelight. You're on tour up until the 20th of December. You're in the National Concert Hall. You're also in the Wexford Opera House, philcoulter.com, and we're going to put all those dates up on our own social medias as well. How about that?
Appreciate that. That's
always great
Sounds
to have
stunning.
you, Phil.
What a beautiful moment.
I look forward to this.
Tis younger he's getting.
I keep telling Ben, every time I see Luke Benjamin Button, that's all I'd say. Just move on. That's just
I wish.
it.
I wish.
You are.
Thanks, Phil.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Phil.
Pleasure.
Now, coming up, Kevin Dandan is in our kitchen today. He's got a delicious winter warmer chicken chasseur.
And somebody will get to spin and hopefully win the wheel a little later on. We have some great prizes. Bemit Mash and Yeg na Vogue Show.